Good morning, I'm Jim Monaghan, and welcome to the Jersey Magazine here at 105.5 WDHA. Just about a year and a half ago, in June of 2020, the WDHA family was rocked by the passing of Denise Kay, who meant so much to the staff and the listeners at the radio station. And I'm pleased to welcome Curt's sister, Denise, to the Jersey Magazine. Good morning.
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing? More important.
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Hanging in there. It's been a rough year and a half, but, I'm doing all right.
Curt, as I said, had such an impact both on the listeners and the DHA staff as well. I had actually first met Curt before we worked together. I had listened to him when he was working in Westchester up at WRNW, and actually applied for a job there. And the program director at the time, some guy named Howard Stern, I don't know whatever happened.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
That guy hired my college roommate over me because he didn't think my voice was deep enough. So,
which I guess is why Curt got hired.
It very well could have been. Curt had one of those great radio voices. So Curt and I could have been working together even earlier than when I joined the DHA staff. And a little bit of trivia, when I was working in New York, I tried to hire Curt to come and join us. Yes, I thought, Denise, I remember listening to him going, this is one of the best jocks I've ever heard in my life. Just the way he composed himself on the air, his knowledge of music, his voice, his delivery, just everything about it. Like, when I grow up, I want to be like this guy.
I remember that. And I remember the timing in his life just wasn't, it didn't work. And I was like, wow, how could you not want to go there? It's New York, But he loved DHA, he just really loved being there.
And that was obvious. It was obvious in the way he went about his work, both on the air and off the air. Curt was the program director for a while. And in the way he dealt with the listeners and the way he dealt with the staff. I know, speaking personally, I've been impacted by a number of people. I've been very fortunate in my career to work with some fabulous people. Not all of them affected me. All of them affected me professionally, but not all of them affected me personally the way your brother did. There was just something very, very special about him.
He's a good guy. He was really a good guy.
One of the things I wanted to talk to Denise about is this coming Saturday night in West Orange at the Wilshire Grand Hotel. There is an event called Rock Out Lung Cancer, and it runs from 7 to 11 p.m. Denise, tell our listeners what's going on with this event.
So it's going to be a terrific event. We're going to have a band called London is Calling, which is a Beatles tribute band. And, ironically, that was probably the first memory I have of my brother was him being in his room listening to the Beatles. So, how apropos. The organization is dedicated to helping Sloan Kettering. We donate our money to Sloan Kettering to help fight lung cancer and also to try to get early detection for lung cancer, because I'm not sure if you know this, but lung cancer is the number one cause cancer of death. Mostly because it gets diagnosed so late. People don't really realize that they have it until they're already at stage 3, stage 4. So they're trying to, work on better detection earlier for people. And, it's a terrific cause. I just happened to meet Claire, who's the head of this organization, Claire Madden, in 2017, the year that Curt was diagnosed. So he happened to get diagnosed. My boyfriend was singing at this event. She had asked him to sing. And I was like, what a great way for me to be involved in something, to keep his name alive and to just do something positive for this horrible disease. And so, we met. I liked her a lot. The organization is terrific. It's always involving musicians to help create some funding for Sloan Kettering's research.
Yeah, this organization brings musicians and their music together to help in the research to fight lung cancer. And one of the things that I've noticed over my career, Denise, is the way it doesn't matter. There are no genres when it comes to things like this. You get musicians from all different backgrounds, and they always seem to bond and band together in a time of need such as this.
Yes. Yeah. It's terrific. It was such a great thing. And there's a lot of different things that they do. They'll do like much smaller events. They even will do, there's always a run somewhere that somebody will do. And there's always music involved, whether it's using a DJ or musicians in general. So even if there's any musicians out there who want to try to lend a hand, I'm sure that we can try to figure out a way to make it work, joining you in with our organization here.
You mentioned DJs, and I'm not sure. Well, I do know that some of our listeners know, because every so often I'll run into somebody who says, Curtis Kay DJ'd my wedding.
He did. For a lot of years, he did that.
He would take the show on the road,
carry his equipment.
I know that in addition to the dinner on Saturday at the Wilshire Grand Hotel, there are also raffle prizes and silent auctions. Do you know what any of the prizes are, Denise?
I do. I know that Crystal Springs up my way is giving overnight, and also coupons for, salon treatments like body work and stuff like that. I'm going to be donating I'm a massage therapist, so I'm donating a massage with some other products that'll be.
Well, I've got this knot in the back of my shoulder.
I know, everybody tells me that. The Seinfeld thing, right? I got this thing right here. Also, there's going to be, everybody likes to drink. So I think there's a big wine basket that'll be donated, and some other alcoholic beverages that'll be donated. If people are interested in doing that. I think they might have giant tickets. I think there's going to be football tickets and other stuff from football stuff. So there's a lot of different things that we're going to have for people to join in on the fun.
And of course, the proceeds are going to cancer research at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital. It's a wonderful organization. Denise, from your vantage point as both a sister and a listener, what was it about Curt on the Air that was so special for you?
Well, I'm partial, obviously, well, first of all, it was his voice. He really had an amazing radio voice, and, he had a good heart. I think on the air and really off the air, who you got on the air was really who my brother was.
Yes.
He was no different on the air as he was. He was funny. He was smart, especially in terms of knowledge of music, was amazing. He had some of the craziest trivia off the top of his head that he would come out with. I'm sure some stupid things, as he would say, I'm a wealth of useless information. It was a big thing he used to say. And that's who he was, so who he was on the air was who he is in real life.
I know that he had a big fascination and appreciation for World War II aviation, because he and I had countless talks about different World War II aircraft. And whenever one would be in the area, I know he would try and go out there. In fact, he was the first one who was able to get me into a B-17 bomber, which was just this incredible experience. I remember coming back to the station the next day and my eyes were wide open. And he said, it was pretty cool, wasn't it? And I just kept, yeah, it really was. And like you said, what you saw was what you got. In a business that can be at times very jaded, I did not meet not one person from radio or the record industry or a musician or a listener. I never met one person who had anything bad to say about Curt. And you can't say that about everybody in this business.
Yeah, I'm sure.
One of the other things that I used to love about him, and I'm sure he did some of these for you, Curt's impressions. There were a couple in particular. Longtime DHA listeners will know the name Mark Chernoff. Mark was the program director for a while at DHA. This was even before I got there, although I did work for Mark a couple of times in my career. Curt's impression of Mark was dead on. It was dead on. And then the other one, and our listeners won't know this guy, but I'm pretty sure you will. Curt's neighbor, John.
Yes.
And Denise is laughing already.
Because he did it all the time.
He
talked about John all the time.
Curt would tell me stories about, hey Curt, want to come over and see? And so one day, Denise, the phone rings in the studio and I answer it. And it's that voice. It's his neighbor, John. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the exact same voice.
It's him.
And I walked out and Curt looks at me and goes, well, what's wrong? I said, nothing's wrong, but I just spoke with John. I thought it was you for a second doing the impression. Once again, the event is Rock Out Lung Cancer. It is this Saturday night from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Wilshire Grand Hotel in West Orange. And for DHA listeners who want more information, the website they can go to is prelude2acure.org. Denise, thank you so much for your time. I've enjoyed speaking with you this morning here on the DHA Jersey Magazine, and best of luck in the event this Saturday.
Thanks so much, Jim. I greatly appreciate it.